This is me playing the computer once again. 1940 ELO. Coming off my first win. That ELO of mine is not accurate. Um, but yeah, twice in a row have I beat the computer on 1900 rating. So let's take a look at it. I'm playing the white pieces and I start off here. With e4, he plays c5. I bring out my knight to f3. Brings out his knight to c6. I push the pawn. He takes in the center on d4. I take back on d4 with the knight. He opens up with e6 for the bishop. I push c4. Now we're in sort of a Maroxy structure. He pushes h6. I push a3 to take away the check with the bishop. Brings his bishop here instead threatening my knight. So he brought it to c5. I go ahead and retreat my knight right here to c2. He backs his bishop up. Bring my bishop out, ready to trade if necessary. I had a feeling he was going to want to trade, and he does. I just take back with the knight. Keeping my position solid. He pushes on h5. Bring out my bishop, threatening it. He brings out his knight, protecting. Bring out my knight, protecting the pawn on e4 there. Brings his queen out. I go ahead and castle so my knight's not pinned. He castles. And I go ahead and push my pawn to b4. He puts his queen on e5. I gotta protect my knight, so I do. He pushes a5. I go ahead and push so he can't take my pawn and try to take my rook afterwards. He centralizes the knight. I get my queen out of harm's way. He takes the pawn on e4. I take back. And he takes my bishop. I take back. And now he's free to take my knight, and he does. No worries. I present a queen trade. He accepts it. Alright. Brings his rook out. Bring my rook over. He's pushing his pawns. I'm not worried. This is a clear example of how sometimes the knight can be stronger than the bishop in the endgame. When you play it right. I go ahead and lock his bishop down. The bishop is stuck there now. I got a lot of space on the queen side, and I'm just dominating, just taking advantage of it. I want to get all my pieces involved once again, so I'm getting my king involved once I see the king side's locked up. There's not much he can do, but he's just kind of powerless, the computer. So I centralize my king. And I was asking myself, where do I want my pieces, and then using them to take control of the game, the middle game, and this end game. Then I lock up this king side with the rook move, stopping that pawn advance. Then I take his pawn over here on a4. There's nothing he can do unless he wants to lose his rook to a knight. I was trying to trap that rook, but he found a safe square for it. I go ahead and get my king involved. Trying to create a pass pawn on the queen side. He takes. I take back. He takes with the bishop. Finally has use for it. I take his bishop off the board and have a pass pawn. I didn't want to go in because he could mess around and checkmate me if I would have went in. So I just wanted to avoid that potential threat. I push my pass pawn. Get my king in there. You can tell who's a strong chess player when you can play chess well even without your queen on the board. Makes a big difference. Playing with a queen and playing without one. Went and took. There's nothing he can do. And I'm ready to go ahead and push my pass pawn. He takes. I take back with the king. Goes there, pinning the king. I went ahead and took. He pushes his rook over, so I was ready to advance my pawn, but he took it, so I took his rook. From here, it's an easy game. 2 rooks. I'm ready to just checkmate him with the 2 rooks. That's exactly what I do. Spread my rooks out. I'm ready to walk him down. And that's his last move. That's game.